Good morning, Saubona, Molo. Welcome to Prayer and Fasting and Consecration 2024. The call to holiness. The call to holiness is to set our hope on the grace of God through Jesus, our hope and call. Let's read together in 1 Peter 1:13 to verse 16. Therefore, preparing your minds for action and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. As obedient children, do not be conformed to the passions of your former ignorance, but as He who called you is holy, you also be holy in all your conduct. Since it is written, you shall be holy, for I am holy. The idea of holiness can be daunting. Holiness can best be defined as to be consecrated, to be sanctified, dedicated, set apart, and separated from the world and unto God. As 21st century readers, we're quick to define holy simply as a high standard that God expects us to achieve. His call to holiness involves more than our action. It's our identity. God grants us grace through Christ Jesus to obey His command to be holy. Peter's audience, who were the first readers of this letter, are Christians dealing with persecution, and they are facing even greater persecution in the near future. The society and culture around them is hostile to Christians and their strange faith that prevents them from going to pagan temples, participating in immorality, and worshiping the emperor. There's no objective view of holiness in their culture. They view Christians as dangerous because they don't follow conventional behaviors of the world around them. In fact, unbelievers might even interpret their holiness as wrong and punishable by law. Can you imagine that? These believers would eventually face unfair blame, persecution, and death threats from the emperors. As the author of this letter, Peter speaks from experience about holding on to faith when persecution comes. Peter's encouragement to the church is this: despite what is happening to and around you, it is our call to hold on to holiness. They must believe the gospel, stand firm, stand strong, and stand tall in trials. Verse 14 reminds them that they once were like the culture around them. Do not be conformed to the passions of your former ignorance, but Christ ransomed them from darkness into a glorious life with God. That ransom demands a response from us. God is the only one who can set us apart from culture. God is the only one that can make us holy and make us blameless. The original recipients of Peter's letter understood that to live holy and to be set apart meant that they would be radically different from the world and the culture around them. God's grace gives us the hope of holiness through Jesus and what He did. Holiness is an identity statement, not an aspirational statement. We must understand that holiness is who we are, not simply what we do. The call to be holy is not easy, but it is necessary. As we'll discover in this week of prayer, fasting, and consecration, God has a greater purpose for our holiness than what impacts our individual lives. We are to believe the gospel and stand firm, stand strong, and stand tall in trials. We are to love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, and with all our might. Jesus is our ultimate hope to fulfill this call to holiness. It's not just our call to be holy, it's our call of hope.